Hi everyone, welcome to this course, Design a System for Taxi Hailing App from Scratch. Let us together learn about system design process, the components involved in a system design, and eventually design a system for taxi hailing app like Uber along the way. Have you ever wondered what makes the websites like Google, Netflix available to us 24 by 7? How these products accept so many requests and give responses in the blink of an eye? The answer is the way these systems are designed for these products. Designing and building complex robot systems are the need of the hour nowadays. For any software engineer, you need to be aware of the high and low level architecture of the application or system on which these tech products are built. They all have a very solid foundation at their core. It is very important for applications to be functional all the time in today's world. In this section, we will look at system design introduction and learn about what exactly by designing a system means. Most importantly, we will learn why there is a need to do a system design. We will then learn about common terms and ontology that is used while designing a system. System design is broadly classified in high level and low level design. We will then further explore them as well. In this module, we will look at what is system design exactly, and we will try to find answers to that question with an example. System design implies a systematic approach to the design of a system. It may take a bottom up or a top down approach. But either way, the process is systematic, wherein it takes into account all related variables of the system, from architecture to the required hardware and software, right down to the data and how it travels through the system. Systems design then overlaps with system analysis, systems engineering, and systems architecture. Thus, system design is a phase that bridges the gap between the problem domain and the existing system in a manageable way. This phase focuses on the solution domain, that is, how to implement. It is the phase where the functional requirement and the requirement document is converted into a format that can be implemented, and it decides how the system will operate. The complex activity of a system development is divided into several smaller sub-activities, which coordinate with each other to achieve the main objective of the system development. Let us understand this with an example. It is really easy to just tap a button on our mobile phone and get the cab available within few minutes whenever and wherever we want. Using these applications and getting the hassle-free transportation service is really simple. But is it also really simple to build these gigantic applications? Is it really simple to build such applications which have hundreds of software engineers working on it for a decade? Definitely not. These systems have much more complex architecture, and there are a lot of components and systems joined together internally to provide the riding services all over the world to each and every user. I would also like to share that designing an Uber or Ola or a Lyft is a quite common question of a system design round in interviews. In this, they usually explore components, their integration, and trade-offs of the systems. Remember that the system design round is extremely open-ended, and there's no such thing as a standard answer. Even for the same question, you will have totally different discussion with different interviewers. Let us now see what are some of the inputs to system design. One of the input could be statement of work. This defines what is to be built and what is the use case of the system. In our case, we are trying to build a taxi hailing system for the users. One of the other input to system design would be the requirement determination plan. It defines the scope of the work actions or operations of the system, and the final output of the system after these actions and operations are performed. Scalability and metrics. This defines at what level of usage the system should operate, whether and how it should have monitoring, alerts, as well as how the system should perform in its worst case situation. As we have seen, requirements is one of the input before we begin for system design. Let us first look at and finalize the requirements for our taxi hailing application. This can be divided into functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional requirement focuses on the usability and the actions and operations, while the non-functional requirements focuses more on the availability, consistency, while the non-functional requirement focuses on the things that will make the applications run and how those should be integrated. Let us now see the functional requirements. We should be able to see cabs in our vicinity that are available to book. We should be able to see the estimated time for the arrival and approximate price for our trip. We should be able to book a cab and do the location tracking of the same. For non-functional requirements, the application should be globally available. It should have lowest latency possible while booking and performing other operations. The application should have high availability and high consistency. It should also be scalable as per the incoming usage models.